David, any questions at all? No? Heads or tails, please? Skulls heads? It is heads. Serve. Good match.
Chair umpire Lynn Welsh handling the coin toss duties as well, explaining the rules of this final here on the stadium court at the Khalifa International Tennis Complex. And now Venus and Serena head to their ends, and they will begin their warm-up against each other. The semifinals had the two top players from each group, one maroon, one white. Serena Williams, 3-0, no problem in the round robin, emerged as the top player from the maroon group. She took the second player emerging out of the white group, Caroline Wozniacki. You see her score 6-4 in the opening set before Wozniacki won the opening game of the second but had to retire. For Venus Williams, she had to take on the top player from the white group, Jelena Jankovic. That extended to a third set, and that set up this all-Williams final to decide the final title at the year-end championships here in 2009. So let's introduce these two sisters to you. If you didn't already know, her name, Venus Ebony Star Williams, the 29-year-old, who was born in Linwood, California, just about 10 miles away from Los Angeles International Airport. Currently ranked number 7 in the world, spent 11 weeks there over the course of her career. That's the second fewest all time, just ahead of Yvonne Goolagong. But she has had a storied career. 41 singles titles, 7 majors, and a 2000 gold medal. In 2009, 38 and 15. Those two titles, well, she came in here last year in 2008 with 2 titles and won this title. She's looking to do the same with a win in Dubai and Acapulco. She was denied a three-peat at Wimbledon by her sister. This is her 5th final of the year, having split the previous 4. At this event, Venus making her 4th appearance, semifinal in her first 2 years, 99 and 2002. And then last year was one of the last 2 to qualify, went 5-0 and won the title, and is now trying to become just the 7th woman amongst the 17 who have won this prestigious event to win back-to-back titles, the last 2 both coming from Belgium, Kim Clijsters and Justine Henin. In her road to this final against Dementieva, she won the first set, trailed 5-2 in the second set tiebreak, got back to 6-all, lost in 2 hours and 41 minutes, including the tiebreak and the third set. Against Serena, she won the opening set, lost in 2 hours and 42 minutes. So she'd already spent 2 matches going 3 sets and over 2.5 hours on court. And what did she do in the next match? Against Kuznetsova, she won the opening set once again, struggled in a tiebreak, and then closed things out in 2 hours and 29 minutes. And just to keep the consistency throughout, despite left knee trouble, she lost the opening set, came back, won 6-3, 6-4 in 2 hours and 34 minutes. All 4 matches in 5 days, going the distance of 3 sets and over 2.5 hours, and totaling 10 hours, 26 minutes on the court.
Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. A proud member of her country.
So for Venus, a very familiar foe across the net. She lives with her younger sister, and she has faced her 22 times before. The current number 2 is the youngest of 5 sisters in the Williams family. She was born in Saginaw, Michigan, just outside of the city of Detroit. And at 28, she will become the number 1 player in the world tomorrow and will hold it for her 75th week, including the last 9 weeks, totaling 84 by the end of the calendar year. This year, 49 and 12, 2 majors are her only titles of the year. This is now her 4th final. She came up short in Miami against Azarenka. She began the year 21 and 3, and now is trying to finish up on the highest note of all. After winning her 10th and 11th majors and her 33rd and 34th titles of her career, she also got to the U.S. Open semifinal, where she lost to the eventual champion Kim Clijsters. At this event, Serena, she won it her opening year in 2001, had a walkover against Lindsay Davenport in the finals, something of a, hollow victory towards the end, but she says, hey, I won the title, I'll take it. 2002 and 2004, runner-up. Only won 1 match in her 2 appearances in 07-08, but 4-0 this year. That 4-0 against Kuznetsova, she rolled her ankle in that first set tiebreak, had to have a retape between sets, but finished in straight sets. And then against Venus, split 2 tough first sets, saved a match point in the third, serving at 5-6, and prevailed in the tiebreak. her third match in as many nights, took on Elena Dementieva. She was broken and trailed 2-1 in the opening set, broke back in a 22-point fourth game, and then won 7 straight games to handle the Russian 2-4. And then her semifinal against Caroline Wozniacki, 6-4 in the opening set. Wozniacki actually won the last point of the second set, capturing the first game, but could not continue due to some injuries, and that put Serena in the final. So the two sisters, as they step onto the court, know that they have had a lengthy history between them. As I mentioned, the first meeting back in 1998 at the Australian Open, Venus won that in straight sets. Their last meeting was just a couple of nights ago, right here on this stadium court in the round robin that Serena won in 3 sets. But ultimately, this is the 5th meeting of 2009. Prior to coming here to Doha, their last meeting in the Wimbledon final, where Serena denied Venus the repeat as champion. In fact, she was the 2-time defending champion, and it was Serena saying, you know what? I love me some Wimbledon too, and I want my 11th career Grand Slam title. And Serena prevailed 7-6, 6-2.
2 minutes.
5 meetings in 2009, the most in any calendar year for the sisters. And in finals, well, it's also been Serena who has edged out her sister Venus 7-3. The pride of Hilton Head, South Carolina, she is Lynn Welsh. She is highly respected on the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour, and she gets the nod as one of 3 American women on the stadium court tonight, and she deserves the accolades she has gotten by being the chair umpire for tonight's matchup. Lynn explained to both Williams sisters that the Hawkeye technology is in play. 3 incorrect challenges if either Venus or Serena feels as though they have been wronged by a call. As many correct challenges as they want set to set. The challenges do not correspond from one set to another, so you have to use them or you lose them, and 1 additional challenge is given to each player in a tie-break situation.
1 minute.
Well, the Williams camp will all be tucked in nicely together. Everybody supporting Venus and Serena, hovering just around the same box. We will be happy to detail each and every one of them as this match unfolds, because it's worth noting that not only do they get the support, but also the understanding when things go wrong, one gets the support of the other. You can imagine one's high, one's low, but Team Williams loves to support both Serena and Venus.
Venus Williams won the toss and chose to serve.
So Tracy, you had a chance to speak to both girls. We've also seen them already play once. That was on night 2, an exciting 3-setter that ended in a tie-break. Did you get a sense when you were with them down there that there was any nervousness amongst them, or do they feel pretty confident and familiar with each other?
Well, obviously they're confident and familiar with each other, but I got the sense that they're both extremely nervous, and that's normal before a final. But I think the fact that they're each taped up so heavily as well, they might have a few question marks as to how their body is going to come up when the match starts. Serena Williams, you see her left thigh strapped heavily. It's been strapped that way since the beginning of the week, but the heavier taping started yesterday. Venus, look at her left knee after the 3rd game yesterday in her match. She had the trainer come out, and Venus in doubles last night had that left knee taped, and then as you see, she has it taped up again today. Serena yesterday also had her stomach, her abdomen taped, and that left wrist that you see the taping on there, that's been taped all week. So it's, Serena has been out there about 8 hours on court. Venus about 10.5 hours in singles, but when you add in the doubles, it's about 12 hours. So about 12 and 10 hours for the 2 young ladies. Spent a lot of time, and it has been very humid and hot. I will say that tonight is much cooler, a drastic change. Just standing outside, you don't start sweating immediately like you have on the other day, so that should be beneficial to the players.
If you'd like to learn more about Serena and Venus and their combined 75 singles titles, or their 18 majors, or their $50 million combined prize money, go to www.sonyericssonwtatour.com. You can chronicle the entire history of both Serena and Venus at the official website of women's professional tennis. Well, they both possess powerful serves, Tracy. And by the luck of the coin toss, Venus won and elected to serve first to try to give herself the upper hand as the final at the 2009 Sony Ericsson Championships Doha is underway.
There is an indication that Serena is not moving as quickly as she usually does, did not push off. That's a shot that was a good shot from Venus, but usually Serena Williams would track that ball down. Have to take notice of that. And if she is hobbled at all and not feeling that she can move as easily and fluidly as she usually does, Serena will want to make quick points. Just like this return of serve. Go for some gambles.
Venus not making much of a charge at the return of Serena. Just kind of stood there flat-footed and suddenly is facing 2 break points. Not so flat-footed there as she's forced to come forward.
She wasn't flat-footed, but Serena on that last backhand, there's no way that that was the same that she would usually be. This has got to get better for this to be a high-quality match and for her to finish.
Still has a break point at her disposal to take the early lead. Venus with a nice flat forehand finds the corner, and 2 break points erased. The sisters are even through this event in breaks of serve, return games won. Both have broken their opponents 20 times. And that is the most amongst all 10 players who have seen action on the court here at the Khalifa International Tennis Complex. Venus, who had more break points saved than anybody else in this event coming in, 27 of 44, saves 2, goes ahead 1-love.
Did you see that little look from Venus over at Serena as she hit that winner? She is recognizing right away that Serena is not 100% out here tonight. Serena's ritual to go around the other side of the net post does not go where the chair umpire is.
You can tell by her expression, she just does not look comfortable at all.
You know, when I was interviewing her, she was breathing quite heavy, and you know, it was just kind of weird because I've interviewed her many times and it was very noticeable. I don't know if it was the extra nerves, the extra strapping around her waist. Let's see if we can see the strapping when she reaches up to hit the serve. There's the ankles that are taped. That's always taped every match that she plays.
Very short points, as neither sister wanted to get into an elongated rally. Already 9 winners to the first 11 points. They're just swinging freely, but not moving particularly well.
And Venus Williams, only the second person since they came to the round robin format. You may have mentioned this, that had lost twice and only won one time getting through to the finals. Amelie Mauresmo did in 2003. Wow, so she must be feeling quite fortunate that she's here.
Serena holds 1-all. Yeah, she had to get some help. It wasn't just on her own accord that Venus was able to get through the maroon group, which was on paper by far the hardest group here in Doha in 2009. She needed Svetlana Kuznetsova to defeat Elena Dementieva on the final night of round robin play.
And then she did mention that she won a set in each of her matches, and so that what got her through. So she said, I did that work. I needed to do that.
She would have had to, because they all went 3 sets.
That long time on court. Well, she didn't lose in 2 sets. That was her point.
Exactly. And yes, if she certainly put in the hours on the court, and you can't fault her for not giving everything she had as she went through all 4 of those 3-set matches. But she did need the help from Kuznetsova and got it. Svetlana beating Elena 6-3, 6-2 on night 4. Venus, one of 2 who benefited from the play of other participants in order to get into the semifinal draw. Caroline Wozniacki being the other.
30-15.
The Dane needed Agnieszka Radwanska, her best friend on tour, to beat Victoria Azarenka on the final match of round robin play. And she got her wish. Radwanska up 4-1 in the 3rd before Azarenka had to retire.
That's better tennis, moving a little bit more proficiently. That's what we expect. I mean, there is a lot on the line here. Prestige, first of all, both wanting to get their 2nd championships. It's surprising that Serena hasn't won one since 2001. For her, that's a downright drought.
And the break point is erased as Serena hits a bit long.
Big financial payout as well. If Serena loses in the final, she'll make $780,000. If she wins, 1.550. Pretty impressive. When you start to add up what they're going to make here in singles and doubles, that's more than Billie Jean King made in her entire career. And Billie Jean played until she was 38 years old. And these two combined make it in 1 week. So women's tennis has come a long way.
Another break point for Serena. And she gets it, 2-1 lead as the sisters continue to try to play themselves, get warm up, and get past some injuries.
Serena putting on some, looks like Vaseline on the thighs so that the taping on the left thigh does not rub.
Seats quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
Serena Williams up an early break, leading 2-1 in this opening set of the final Sony Ericsson Championships. Other than the battle that they had on the second night of this week, the last time they met was the final at Wimbledon, and it was decided in the case of the Williams sisters that there would be no three-peat for Venus. It would be Serena, 7-6, 6-2 after their hard-fought matchup. But that secured the 8th title at the All England Club of the last 10 years, won by a Williams sister.
15.
For all intents and purposes, many people think that's the, as they would say in Southern California, Tracy, the granddaddy of them all.
That's right.
An amazing run by Serena and Venus, 8 of the last 10 Wimbledon titles, and now they're trying to put their own stamp on this year-end championship.
Well, with the 5 Wimbledon titles that Venus has, she's the best grass court player of her generation.
15.
Venus has 7 Grand Slam titles overall, but the last that was not at Wimbledon, 2001 U.S. Open, whereas Serena has won all 4 Grand Slams. So her game converts to all surfaces, including the slower clay at the French Open. Venus's does as well. She got to the finals there. But by far, that's their least favorite surface. This is the surface that they grew up on, playing the public courts in Southern California. Very well-known story, playing on public courts with chain link fences.
Broken glass on the ground.
And chain link nets as well. Oh, missed the opportunity there. Set it up beautifully with that backhand down the line. Yeah, they would often hear gunshots
40-15.
in the area. It's a pretty tough neighborhood where they grew up, and in reading Serena's book On the Line, it's amazing that you just start to think back about how many hours these two have played, starting when they were 5, 6 years old, and now they're in the finals, such big championships on a consistent basis.
And Serena takes the 3-1 lead. Yeah, interesting during those years prior to their teens when they would hear the sounds coming from the neighborhoods. They thought it was firecrackers. It took them years to realize that there were gang-related gunshots going off in the area. So they have certainly persevered under adverse circumstances, and not only just persevered, but thrived. They are arguably the two best women's tennis players on the tour currently. Statistically, just stunning. As I mentioned, 75 singles titles, 18 majors, 50 million plus in prize money. Gold medals galore. In fact, that's the one area that Venus has Serena over that. She's got a gold medal in singles. No doubt Serena knows that that's a glaring area on her resume as well, but they do have 2 gold medals as a doubles team.
Just wide. Tennis starting to heat up now. A lot of unforced errors and a lot of winners early on, not long points.
15.
These are the kind of points that they played a few nights ago. And Serena, in my opinion, got through that match because in the tiebreak in the 3rd set, she returned better, more offensively and accurately, and definitely served better. Not much between them, but Serena's serve is more reliable. It's the most reliable serve on the tour. In my opinion, the best serve. It's consistent no matter what the score is. Good first serve, great first serve, terrific second serve.
Left. First serve.
Serena has the most aces of anyone on tour. She averages about 6 per match.
Yeah, Serena's going to finish 2009 with the most aces on tour by far, but actually Venus has the upper hand at this event by 6. But she can't catch Serena in the calendar year, still 140 behind. But both very impressive from the line. The top 2 in first serve points won. Service games won. Venus number 2 in break points saved. That's over the course of all of 2009.
Talked about the big serve, that's the weapon, but it's always been their mobility as well that let them stood out, and of course the power, the overwhelming power.
Venus Williams.
Venus down an early break, still trailing younger sister Serena 3-2. Well, this Khalifa International Tennis Complex hosting for the 2nd year the Sony Ericsson Championships. Perhaps they will see the same woman crowned as champion, as they did last year, 2007. There's one more year left on the contract to keep it here in Qatar. It's just the third country outside the United States to host the year-end championships, to go along with Germany and Spain. And after 2010, tour set to head to Istanbul, Turkey. And the Stadium Court has held some pretty outstanding ATP and Sony Ericsson WTA Tour tournaments in the past, with winners such as Sharapova, Enna, Meskina, and Celis, along with Martina Hingis winning in 2001 the Qatar Open, and Andy Murray defended his title here this year in the men's tour stop here in Doha.
Serena just getting to peek at her notes that she brings on her, with her in every match.
Time.
It's the first time the Williams sisters have ever met in the same tournament in the same week.
That's brutal.
That's a tough road to go.
I got to meet her again.
Poor Serena thought, I got past Venus already. Haven't I already worked hard enough and beat my sister? I have to beat her again to get the title. It's the 11th time of their now 23 meetings. They're meeting in the final of a tour event, and Serena has been the victor in 7 of those previous 10, and she is up a break, serving 3-2.
And they say that's the first thing they look at if they're both at the same tournament and the draw comes out. Where is Venus? Where is Serena? Are they on the other side, or how soon would I have to play them?
Well, let's be honest. Just about everybody looks at the draw and goes, where are the Williams sisters?
Dinara Safina has been #1 frequently this year, but they really don't enjoy playing each other. It's very difficult to play your sister. I mean, there's more than just that they're tough competitors. There's so much emotion underneath as well. Basically, their best friend in life. Training hours and hours as kids. And Serena talks about the fact of big motivation when she was a little kid, that there was so much more publicity for Venus at the beginning, and she felt a little bit left out.
30-15.
That certainly must have served as motivation during the run of 4 straight major finals, where she captured the self-proclaimed Serena Slam.
And the Serena Slam, meaning that a Grand Slam, in order to get credit for that, you have to win all 4 majors in 1 calendar year. Well, Serena won 3 in 2002 and the Australian Open in January in 2003. So 4 in a row, but just not in the same calendar year. Still extremely impressive.
Yeah, the Grand Slam hadn't been accomplished since 1988. Steffi Graf, and to put the cherry on top, also won the gold medal at the Olympics in Korea that year.
The Golden Slam.
Yeah.
Mike Sell, the hitting partner of Serena. This is the first tournament that he's been with her.
Okay, Serena Williams.
And Serena, a couple blips, but no real problem with the hold. A 4-2 lead.
4 games to 2.
So much of the match between them is about their serve. How many aces, how many unreturnables, first service percentage. So much about the power. There are obviously no secrets because they know each other so well, but we're not going to see anybody serving and volleying. It's all about execution and aggressiveness. Other players might try to mix it up a little bit, throw in some backhand slices to try to get their opponents out of rhythm, come to net a few more times, throw in some more drop shots. David Witt, the hitting partner of Venus, former player on the ATP Tour. But these two, it's so much of it is about aggression, hitting the ball early, rushing their opponent. And for Venus, she's talked about it. When I keep the unforced errors down, that's when I'm successful. Yes. And obviously that's for everybody. But the fact of the matter is, so often when she does lose, it's because she helps her opponent out. Yes, Serena does that shot right there better than anyone, where she comes in off the baseline, and most players will hit a swinging volley on the side, but she comes in and hits an overhead. That's not as easy. You're used to hitting overheads moving back, or at least in the stationary position, but she's moving forward, keeps her head up nicely. 3 break points.
15-4.
Venus struggling through 3 of her 4 service games thus far, now facing her 6th break point. And this from the person who held serve the most throughout this tournament against break points. She saved 61%, well out in front of all the other participants, but she is against it now. And double faults away the game, gives her sister Serena a 5-2 lead. And the number 1 tomorrow will serve for the set. Well, it will indeed be tomorrow morning, Monday, that Serena Williams will take over the number 1 ranking from Dinara Safina. It'll be her 75th week holding that position, and she will continue throughout the entirety of the last 8 weeks of 2009 and finish the year for the 2nd time in her career as the number 1 player in the world.
You see Serena just giving herself a little bit of massage on the top of the knee there with the left hand. And the outside of her left thigh has been taped all week. So she really, to me, looked a little sluggish the first couple of games, but she's moving beautifully now, warmed up.
Taking a little time just to kind of get into the rhythm of the match, although you wouldn't say at this point, would you, Trace, would you agree they still haven't quite found their overall rhythm in this match?
You know, I don't think the quality is quite hit the peak that it did in their other match a few days ago.
Seats quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
"19 players since 1975 have held the number 1 ranking on the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour. Only 9 of them have ended the year at number 1. And Serena Williams will now become the 7th to do it multiple times, beginning tomorrow as she runs through the rest of 2009. She leads 5-2 against sister Venus as she serves for the set.
30 love.
Another unforced error for Venus. She has 10-7 winners, whereas Serena, 4 unforced, 10 winners.
40 love.
Serena very much in control and now gives herself 3 set points.
The hold at love. Very quick work from Serena. The challenge going to come just to see, as Venus thinks her backhand might have caught the outside of the line. We may have to prolong the set, as the official review shows not really that close. Quite a gap there, and Serena is 1 set away from capturing her 2nd title at the Sony Ericsson Championships.
Please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
The 23rd meeting between the Williams sisters, not quite the high energy affair that we were expecting, but then again, the way these two have battled all week long, you can understand them coming out a little slow out of the gates, but it is Serena who jumps out to the early lead, closed it off 6-2 opening set. Venus now try to put that behind her as she serves to start the 2nd. You could hear Serena say, "Oh my," she knew she hit that poorly. The second it came off her racket, she gives a long look at equipment, says, "How could you betray me like that? You're making me look bad in front of all these people."
30-15.
It's actually been the racket of Venus that has been errant most often, already into double digits. dozen winners now for Serena as she evens it at 30 all.
First.
Venus is going to have to improve. Her first service percentage down in the 40s is not where she wants to be. 65% would be much more helpful to her and cut down on the mistakes. A little too sloppy so far in the match. Needs to clean it up.
That sort of plagued Venus throughout this tournament, though, at times. Matches seemed to ebb and flow. Remember, even the opening night against WTA, she says, not my serve that betrayed me in that loss. My ground strokes just weren't solid enough, weren't consistent.
Right, her serve wasn't great that match, but she felt that it wasn't that particular shot that let her down. Serena does a terrific job. When she gets up there, she really pushes with the back foot and moves forward. Venus might try that, try and approach a few more times, because so far she really hasn't gotten her foot in the door, and she has had very good success in the last couple of years moving forward more frequently.
And Venus puts herself on the board first, just as she did to open the match. Out of front, 1-love. This will give us a moment, Tracy, to just look back for a moment to all of about 4 minutes ago and the opening set, and look at some of those numbers that have amassed for both Venus and Serena, and there's certain dichotomy in the way they lay out. 44%
for Venus, needs to up that number. And 7 winners, 10 for Serena, and it's that 10 unforced errors that's really troubling her so far. Of course, the fact that she faced 6 break points and Serena hasn't faced any at all, that's a big number as well. She's struggling much more on her serve. Serena's been more comfy.
And Serena holds it love, or even 1 game all. We saw the Team Williams box there, Tracy. It brings to mind, you know, one sister, runner-up, $750,000. Another sister, $1.5 million. For a mother with 2 daughters in the final, priceless. Oracene Price, not to be seen. Perhaps can't handle the pressure of watching her daughters battle it out for this year-end championship.
She says, I already did it once this week. I don't want to do it again. It was so tight the last time. This match doesn't have a lot of personality, not a lot
It really
of lot of
doesn't. More
energy.
Yeah.
It's just like they're both hitting balls and making winners, making errors, not trying to set points up.
The warm-up had a lot more animated quality to it as they just sort of hit freely, perhaps tightening up, wanting to be exact in their shot making. But yeah, you're right. There just doesn't have to seem to be a lot of flow as of yet.
Yes, I do think that Venus is hampered as well with her movement. I mean, even if it's 10%, that is still going to affect her against someone like Serena. And see right there, just pulled up a tiny bit. Doesn't take much, and then can't track this one down. And that, of course, is what sets these two apart, is their ability to get the extra balls. And the frustration that it brings to their opponents that they can't come up with the winners. Court seems smaller to hit in against these two. Serena frustrated with herself because she hit that approach right back to her sister. Venus says, I've seen that before. I knew exactly where you were going to go. But boy, does she come up with a beautiful pass. Not the power, but just the little looper cross court with good placement.
Game, Venus Williams.
And Venus puts herself out in front on serve,
Venus
second set.
Williams, 2-1.
Well, it's been an interesting time since the U.S. Open, particularly in the case of Venus, as she has not seen a lot of action out on the court since that U.S. Open, losing in the round of 16 to the eventual champion, Kim Clijsters. In fact, going all the way back to August 1st of this year, this is just her 17th match with an 8-8 record. And about the only thing of major excitement since that time was in September when Serena and Venus both took a little part-time, little minor ownership of the NFL gridiron team, the Miami Dolphins, in their home state of Florida, along with singer and actress Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. I know you're a big fan.
Love her.
And Jimmy Buffett, a popular American guitarist and singer. The Williams sisters decided they'd take a little chunk of that gridiron team, and so they are minority owner in that franchise. But
how cool is that? I mean, what a story to come up with basically nothing. I mean, you know, had difficulty buying new balls to practice with when they were kids, and now to own, it doesn't matter what percent, even if it's 0.5% of the Miami Dolphins. That's so impressive.
And they were given honorary jerseys with their names on the back, representing
Please, ladies and
the
gentlemen.
Miami
Thank you.
Dolphins team.
Time.
They're fantastic champions, destined to join my partner, Tracy Austin, in the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Soon after their retirement, they have the numbers and the credentials to back it up. And they're just padding it all now, aren't they? In a battle for the year-end championship here in Doha. Serena up a set to the good on serve. Now delivering the ball to sister Venus at 1-2.
I think they're at 28 and 29. Serena's 28, 15 months apart. I think they're starting to figure out where there are holes in their resume, and that's why they wanted to win the doubles title here so badly. They weren't able to win last night, losing in a super tiebreaker. Serena's won all Grand Slams in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles, except at the Australian Open and the French Open in mixed doubles. So that would be nice to fill out that portion of her resume. Of course, she's been a champion here in 2001, but she told us on Monday, Media Day, I like to win titles multiple times.
Yeah, she said, I don't just set out to win a title. I set out to win it, you know, a few times. I want that trophy multiple times in the case.
You
have to like her moxie. She steps out there and just says, I'm the one to beat, even when it's someone as familiar to her as her own sister.
And she sends that message in her body language and the way that she plays. So aggressive.
Game, Serena
And the way
Williams.
she serves. Hasn't lost a point in 3 service games. And she makes it 2-all here in the second.
And the way that she plays tennis, but also the way that she walks around out there. And there have been matches where it gets so tough where she starts to grunt a little bit louder and just send that message as well. She digs in, says, come on. And I tell you, that can be intimidating for opponents. It's been quiet tonight, hasn't needed to put in any more.
You were talking, Tracy, about some of those holes in the resume. We mentioned Venus does have the gold medal in singles. Serena does not, but Venus, of course, the glaring opening is the Australian Open and Roland Garros titles.
In singles, yes.
We can only imagine if it wasn't for her opponent tonight standing in her way in a couple of those finals, she might have either one or both.
Yes.
The 29-year-old Venus Williams says, look, I'm not ready to retire. I'm not even close. I am going to play until I just get terrible. And that's when I'll walk away from the game.
Yeah, she still has such a tremendous passion, still wanting to learn and add more to her game. And, you know, that's when you know it's time to leave, is when you're not excited to go out on the practice court. Not excited to get on the plane to go to the next trip. And you know what, I revise that, because there are some times where you get towards the end of the year, not this tournament, but where you say, oh gosh, I need one more week of rest. But I mean, on a consistent basis. That's the 1-2 punch, the huge serve, gets the short reply.
40-30.
Jams Serena right at the body. Quick first step, great shoulder turn. And right away, both Williams sisters get their upper body turned. So frequently, players, club players, even players on the tour, will take too long to get organized right before they hit.
And after Serena won the last 3 games of the opening set, the sisters exchange holds of serve. On serve here in the second.
Venus Williams leads 3-2. Time.
Another fine turnout here at the Khalifa International Tennis Center. The love of tennis is growing leaps and bounds by year to year. Last year, the first year the Sony Ericsson Championships came to Doha. We saw relatively good attendance, but this year the numbers much higher. Almost to capacity here in this 7,000 seat stadium for this all Williams All-American final. It's been a goal of the Qatar Tennis Federation now in its 25th year, celebrating their anniversary, to really establish this sport in this country. And it's safe to say they've made terrific inroads now in the second year hosting the best women in professional tennis. Serena just continues to roll on. 14 straight service points, 15 if you go back to when she took the 4-2 lead in the opening set. Venus is getting no look. Or you could even turn that around and say that's all she's getting. It's just a look as it continues to sail by.
Serena just looks sharper in all areas of the court. See her pumping her left fist. She can feel it. She can smell the finish line here. Smart play from Venus, realizing that Serena, when she moves into the net, she really moves forward and gets quite close.
40-15.
Venus up with the lob. Perfect measurement. Great topspin.
And the hold for Serena, that lob point from Venus, just the only blemish in 4 service games. And it's 3-all, second set. Well, I invite you, as does everybody in our general vicinity, to go to www.sonyericssonwtatour.com. I'll tell you why, Tracy, because it's the site of women's professional tennis, but there's a great blog by Lisa Luber, who is a member of the top-ranked team in women's doubles. And at that website, you can click on Liesel's blog, and she'll even tell you about yesterday when she got clocked in the right cheek by a swinging volley from Renee Stubbs, and she let Stubbs off the hook, saying, I don't think she did it on purpose. It didn't matter because Black and Uber emerged as the victors in that match, and they moved through to the final to be played later against the team that beat the Williams sisters, Llagostera Vives and Martinez Sanchez. That's SonyEricssonWTAtour.com.
Gets underneath this ball beautifully, gives herself more height over the net. And this is one of my favorite shots to watch in women's tennis, is the overhead of Venus Williams. Gets such great height off the ground, great wrist snap.
What 187 kilometers per hour right up the tee. Serena just sticks her racket out. Her return sails long, and Venus looking to edge herself out in front 4-3.
The slice from Venus Williams, and definitely not enough bite on that or depth. Serena moves in off that baseline, gets the knees down beautifully, the racket head down as well. Drives right through that ball up the line. So dynamic, the way she jumps at the ball. Just such an aggressive manner with terrific racket head speed. The arm nice and loose and really extends out toward her target.
Let. First serve.
So we played a little game of catch-up. Venus says, I'll edge out in front. Serena, you come along too. 4-3, second set.
Venus Williams leads 4-3.
Two breaks of serve in the opening set for Venus, but she's done her part here in the second, as she has held all 4 times and found herself out in front here in this set.
Time.
The Qatari national flag, white and maroon, with 9 edges for the 9 United Arab Emirates, as Qatar, former British protectorate, became its own nation in 1916.
Thank you.
Impressive numbers, to say the least, including in this set. Serena just dominant from the service line, has yet to face a break point in the match, and has only lost 1 point on serve in this set. 84% on her first serve, 86 on her second. Phenomenal numbers, as we will see a challenge now.
Any seat for now, please.
Or excuse me, not a challenge. Lynn Welsh making mention to some people that are slow in getting to their seats.
First serve.
And it will be a first serve for Serena. Serena's seen Venus hold 4 times here, so she's had to play catch up in every game, and she has responded phenomenally.
And they hit that inside-out backhand just about better than anybody on the tour. They do not close that right foot over and move it forward. They're parallel along the baseline and just rotate their upper body, and therefore it's very well disguised backhand. They can hit it either way, up the line or cross court. Just no problems on her service game at all. It's such a luxury to have that huge serve and start the point in the driver's seat. And then she takes it to the next gear and continues to put Venus on her back foot.
Solid numbers.
Serena Williams is challenging Nicole on the left far sideline. The ball is held out.
And here is the challenge, just a few points after I had said it would start this opening service game, as we're 60 minutes into this match. And
it's good.
you see it, half on, half off. Any part touches that line, it's good. And that ace goes to Serena's credit. And she makes it 4 games apiece. This has been just incredible here as we watch Serena now winning 16 of 17 points in this set. The only other time I've seen such a dominant serve performance was actually Venus last year in Zurich. In her match against Flavia Pennetta in the final, she won all 16 points on her serve, including one game, 4 aces.
4 aces, I remember that. Pretty dominant. Versatility there from Venus. I've got the power, but I've got the finesse as well.
30 left.
Wide open court there, so she, not a pure drop shot, but definitely great placement. Got the job done.
Let for serve.
Serena moved to the forehand side immediately. Anticipation and knowing your opponent extremely well. Gets down so well for that approach, and great technique, keeping that racket head up and pointed toward the target.
And a look for our own edification. Sees it did catch the back of the line. It's been a service clinic here in the second set. 9th game and only 10 points lost. Just a little over an average of 1 point per game. Called wide.
And Serena put out her finger that she indicated she thought it was wide, and now Venus is challenging.
Serena was right. It did miss, as was the line judge. Call stands.
Venus Williams has 2 challenges remaining.
Each player starting with 3 incorrect challenges again here in this set, so Venus loses 1. And from 40 love to deuce.
Some dangerous territory here for Venus. If she loses her serve here, Serena can serve it out for the title.
And has won 16 of 17 points in this set. That could be devastating for Venus.
Foot fault.
Foot fault.
Although a good example from Serena. Continue playing.
Yep, Serena didn't hear it. She still wasn't sure why they had stopped playing. Had to verify it with Lynn Welch.
Let. Second serve.
And her foot is on the line. Great camera work. We have our own foot fault camera here in Doha.
Feel for that cameraman that out there.
Oh, what a return from Serena. She got jammed, and this is called improvising, because she just somehow figured a way to get her racket up and get that ball back in play.
She's tested losing 3 straight points after leading 40 love, but Venus once again puts herself back out in front.
Venus Williams leads 5 games to 4.
Well, it's still difficult just kind of feeling the energy from this match. It just hasn't really been as exciting perhaps as far as the crowd being electrified by the stellar play of these 2 phenomenal athletes, but they're still bearing down, putting in the effort, and it's good to see him responding nicely in this second set. As Venus broken twice in the opening set, you might have gotten the feeling that just the whole life of the match for her just sucked away, but no, she stepped right up, and she's been serving well, held every time, and hasn't even faced a break point in this set. But Serena says, well, all right, big sis, if you're going to put the pressure on and hold every time as you start out ahead of me, well, all I'm going to do is just keep winning point after point, only having dropped 1 point here in the second on her serve. Terrific effort from both as Serena tries to upset the defending champion, and Venus tries to become the 7th woman to win back-to-back titles at the year-end championships.
Seats quickly, please, ladies and
Join
gentlemen.
the illustrious
Thank you.
company of Chris Evert, Martina Navratilova, Monica Seles, who won
Time.
3 straight, 90-92, Steffi Graf, Kim Kleisters, and Justine Enna. The 11th meeting in a final of a Sony Ericsson WTA Tour event. Serena took the opening set, no problem in 30 minutes. This has been a much more contested second set. As Serena trying to keep pace once again, serving at 4-5.
Serena really gets that intense look on her face, and she starts to get down to her shots even better. Gets those knees down low, stays down through it. That great balance to set up for her shots.
30.
She wants to get the bigger serves in as well. She just gets those knees down a little bit more. A la Andy Roddick. That's where he gets his power. Along with a great technique and racket head speed. Serena's serve is just perfect. This is the one you would want to copy. Pulls up on the forehand. She lost 1 point on her serve.
This set and 5 total points in the match. This is her 9th service game. She's lost 5 points. That's now 5 games she has served holding at love. And we are tied at 5-all.
5 games all.
I don't know, Tracy, if it strikes you as the same way that it does me, but the next time they meet will be their 24th meeting. If it's in a final, it'll be the 12th final that they would have played against each other. That means half of the times they've ever played each other, it would be for the title itself. It's just amazing what these two have been able to accomplish, and they've done it against each other so many times.
And that's really been the difference, is the serve tonight. You know, Venus facing those 6 break points in the first set, so obviously struggling much more on her serve. Can't get a look at Serena's serve this set, so it puts even more pressure when she gets up in line to serve.
15 all.
And I already mentioned that the other night when Serena won in the 3 sets, a very lengthy and high quality match, Serena's serve, what I think made the difference. Both monstrous serves. Venus actually.
Serena Williams is challenging the ball.
Serena's going to challenge.
Service line. The ball is called good.
Venus actually has the speedier serve, but Serena, in my opinion, the more accurate serve and the more consistent serve.
Serena not willing to concede the first ace of the match for Venus.
She's
remarkable
correct.
because she served 36 aces in 4 matches, did the older Williams sister. She doesn't have one tonight.
Serena's on fire in challenges as well. Quickly up to that drop shot. And it's pretty easy to read because Serena doesn't usually have the slice on the forehand side. So as soon as that racket head goes up, if it's not going to be a slice, it's going to be a drop shot. And 4 or 5 strides, she's there. Still serving at 48% of first serves for the match. Not enough, particularly against the best returner in the game.
(40-50).
Just long, the forehand from Serena, and it gives Venus a 6-5 lead. Serena will serve to try to force a second set tiebreak.
6 games to 5.
hosts here in Doha for the second straight year, hosting the Sony Ericsson Championships. 2008 champion Venus Williams looking to defend her title as she takes on little sis Serena, poised to take over the #1 ranking for the rest of 2009. And Serena would like nothing more. Hold here, force a tiebreak. Maybe we can get out of this match with a straight sets win for her second title at this prestigious year-end event. Other than win another title at this event, which she did the very first time she came to the Year-End Championships back in 2001, Serena's trying to make some, well, a short list, very short list against her sister Venus. That's just the second point Serena's lost this set on her serve. Only 2 other women have ever beaten Venus twice in consecutive either weeks or in the same week. It's never actually happened in the same week before, but as the ace slips by, Venus will challenge. As we await the look to see if the ace stands. It was 15 years ago yesterday, Tracy, that Venus Williams turned pro. And the ace will not stand as it's just out. It'll be a second serve from Serena. And in those 15 years, almost to the day, only 2 women have beaten Venus in consecutive weeks or the same week. Lindsay Davenport, 2004.
Pavlyuchenkova.
Yeah, great call, Pavlyuchenkova. Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in the second round of Tokyo, and then the following week in Beijing. That this year.
And of course, Serena has the opportunity this week.
She got the better of Venus on night 2, the final match of that round robin evening. And could do so again here tonight. Amazing. 15 years. It's only happened twice. Potentially a third tonight.
Too good.
Second set tiebreak we go.
6 games all, second set.
Venus will serve first.
Both players now receive 1 additional challenge.
Players will exchange serves every 2 points. They get an additional challenge each here in the tiebreak. So Serena with 3 and Venus with 3.
Right idea.
Serena Williams.
Looked like there was an opening, but a couple of feet long. Remember, they played a tiebreak the other night, and it was Serena who won that final third set tiebreak. Serena got off to a quick start with a couple of big serves and a huge return, 3-love, and Venus Williams could never get out of that hole.
Venus played a tiebreak in all 3 of her round robin matches. Going 1 and 2.
Brings up the ace when she needs it.
Serena
It's her
Williams.
third for the match.
And for Serena, this is her third of the event, having already won 2 tiebreaks in her first 2 matches to go 2-0. And a red hot start for Serena. 3-love. Just 4 points away from picking up her second title at this event. And it's been 7 years since she won that first one. There haven't been that many trips forward for Venus in the match. That's just her 7th as she wins her 4th point coming to the net, but it came in an opportune time, ending the run of 3 straight points in this tiebreak and delighting the fans who are not quite yet ready to see this match end.
Serena Williams.
On the left in the front row, Stacey Allister, chairman and CEO of the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour, took over the helm on July 13th of this year after having served as president since 2006. Just over 100 days as the CEO. She's enjoying a dominating performance by Serena in this tiebreak. 5-1 lead as the two will exchange ends. Stacey Allister has enjoyed seeing 2009 come to a close with the new roadmap in place. 51 events in 31 countries, over 2,000 participants from 96 countries on the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour. Now Serena trying to put the exclamation point on a double mini break lead at 5-1.
Serena Williams. Serena Williams.
Now Serena perhaps going for a little more, knowing that even if she isn't able to get either of these points from Venus, she has destiny on her racket. 2 service points coming up. And a return is long. So 5-4 in favor of Serena. 2 points to serve, and she is 2 points from the title, the Sony Ericsson Championships.
Serena Williams.
Match point. Championship point for her 2nd year-end title.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Sony Ericsson Championships 2009 Doha champion, Serena Williams.
7 years since she tasted glory at this event. 2001 champion. It's been a long time coming, but she earned it this week. She defeats the defending champion and her sister 6-2, 7-6 and is 2009's Sony Ericsson Championships titleist. Career title number 35, and an emotional week having to beat her sister twice in order to capture this title. And an unblemished record in 2009 for Serena. Venus worked hard, believe me folks, over 11 hours on the court in 5 matches over the course of 6 days, including 4 3-set matches. Today she just didn't have enough left against a woman who just had the unbelievably powerful and precise serve. Serena Williams, just phenomenal, winning 88% of her first serve points and following it up with 84% on her second serve. And a look at match point as it just touches inside the line. And she will finish 2009 with her 3rd title of the year. Australian Open champion, Wimbledon champion, and the winner of the Sony Ericsson Championships. Let's go down to the court where Tracy Austin's standing by with the winner.
Serena, congratulations. This has been 8 years since you've won this title. You said at the beginning of the week that you like to win each title multiple times. How does this feel?
It feels good. I totally didn't expect to come here and win. You know, my practices wasn't going so great at home, but I kept fighting, and, you know, playing against Venus in the finals was all really tough because she, even though she wasn't feeling great, she was getting every ball back, and it was getting a little frustrating.
But your serve was on fire. Only lost 5 points in the first set, 2 points on your serve in the second set going into that tie break.
Wow, really?
Venus couldn't get in points.
Well, I served well at Wimbledon final too, so, you know, I didn't. You know, playing someone like Venus, you have to serve well. Or like my last match against her this week, I didn't serve that well, and it was 7-6 in the third, and I didn't know if I could last that long today.
Unbelievable week for you here, Serena. To finish the year ranked #1 in the world, now win your 2nd championships. Great way to finish 2009.
It is a way to win a tournament that's not a Grand Slam, so.
You got 2 other Grand Slams as well.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I was just saying that I haven't won a tournament that wasn't a Grand Slam in a while, so that was even more exciting. So now my losing streak in tournaments is over.
Okay, well done, Serena. Congratulations. Phenomenal match.
She's absolutely right. Since April of 2008 on the clay courts of Charleston, that was the last non-major title for Serena Williams.
Please remain seated, and don't forget to stick around for our doubles final. Joining us on court, former Grand Slam champion and a champion here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Tracy Austin is in the house. Let's give her a big round of applause. The Billie Jean King Trophy has arrived. Sony Ericsson, make believe. How cool is that? Are you guys ready to present our winner her trophy? Let me hear some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our trophy presentation. I would like to invite some very special dignitaries to join us on court. The president of the Qatar Tennis Federation, Nasser Ghanim Al Khalifi, and our tournament director of the Sony Ericsson Championships, Kareem Alami, and they are being escorted by two lovely young ladies in traditional Qatar fashions, future tennis stars from Doha. How about a round of applause for these two young ladies? Also joining us on court, Chairman and CEO of the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour, Stacey Allister. Corporate Vice President and Head of Global Communications and PR for Sony Ericsson, Mr. Aldo Liguri. And now, first, I'd like to ask a lovely young lady to join us here on Stadium Court. I think she proved a lot to us today. Once a champion, always a champion. Our finalists, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Venus Williams. Venus, you have to be thrilled with the way 2009 has ended.
Thank you so much. You know, I have to congratulate Serena for playing a great match and a great tournament. And yeah, I'm very happy.
I saw a big camp over there. I'm sure there's a lot of people you want to say thank you to.
Yeah, I have to say thanks to my mom, and thanks to my dad, and thanks to my sister Isha, who supports us nonstop and stays at the tennis for hours, and sometimes I'm not sure why. And also to David Witt, and also my agent who's here, Carlos Fleming.
Venus, you are such an ambassador to this sport. It is so fun to watch you play tennis. A huge fan, all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's present the trophy to Venus Williams. Mr. Liguri, will you please do the honors of presenting our finalist, Venus Williams, with the finalist trophy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to invite Her Excellency, Sheikha Hind bint Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, to join us on Stadium Court. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I officially present to you the Sony Ericsson Championships Doha 2009 champion, Miss Serena Williams. Serena, sometimes it's your world and we're all just living in it. What an incredible, incredible week. You came into the finals undefeated and took care of business. How thrilled are you? And to finish the year end at #1.
Well, that's most exciting, is to come out here and do well, especially at the Sony Ericsson Championships. And playing against Venus is never easy. I mean, she gets every ball back, and boy, guys, I can't tell you how frustrating that is.
But you come out here, you play your sister, and you look at the players' box, it's the same people, but a lot of people who mean a lot to you, and I'm sure you want to say something to them.
Yeah, I would like to thank everyone over at the box. Jill, my sister Isha, Mike for coming out this week, my physio Esther, of course my mom, my dad who's not here. Thank you, Daddy. I thank Jehovah God for allowing me to be out here, and obviously Venus for making us play so well and just pushing me to be in this player. So I have to thank Venus for that.
It's a privilege to watch the two of you play. It's sad that there has to be a winner and a loser. You're both such tremendous champions. And now, Your Excellency, if you will be so kind to help present the trophy to our champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Serena Williams receiving the Champions Trophy from Her Excellency. And now, to present Miss Serena Williams with her check, we'll get the trophy over there. So Serena, you're going to need both your hands for this one. It's a big one. Are you ready to present to you the president of the Qatar Tennis Federation? Once again, Nasser Ghanim Al Khalifi will present you with the Commercial Bank Qatar check, officially to Serena Williams, $1,550,000. Don't know how you're going to get that on the airplane, Serena. We'll get some photographs. And while we're getting these photographs, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to urge you once again to please stick around and show your support for the great game of doubles. But before that even starts, ladies and gentlemen, we have such a special treat. That was just a preview. Those young people on stage coming from all over the place as we lowered the Billie Jean King Cup onto our court. We have a special presentation from these people that's going to take place in just a few seconds, and then we have doubles coming up. So let's get some great photographs of all of these champions and special dignitaries joining us on court. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Her Excellency, Sheikha Hand bin Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, these two lovely young ladies who are future tennis stars. We'll get some photographs and we'll bring these entertainers back out to you in just a few seconds. And please stick around for doubles. We have our championship, the #1 doubles players in the world, taking on some tough Spaniards, and that's coming up shortly. We will be officially celebrating 25 years, the Qatar Tennis Federation celebrating a milestone anniversary.
Serena Williams knocks out the defending champion, who happens to be her sister, and improves to 13-10 lifetime for her 35th career title and her second at this prestigious year-end championship event. So the Williams sisters put their cap on another fantastic event, and for us, we will invite you to see daily match highlights, player videos, score updates, tournament information, and all Sony Ericsson WTA Tour news. That's at www.sonyericssonwtatour.com. Duplication, reproduction, retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour is strictly prohibited. Serena Williams, your champion at the 2009 Sony Ericsson Championships. For our entire talented crew who has brought you each and every point of this year-end championship, I'm Kevin Skinner with Tracy Austin, and we bid you adieu. Masa salam from Doha. You've been watching a presentation of the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour.
Subscribe. Watch me. It's the best. It really is.